Zack Snyder's Justice League finally has a release date, and we have 3 brand new posters to break down, so we're gonna do that right now. Hey everybody, it's Hannah Saulic, the head of video here at CinemaBlend, with Sean O'Connell, our managing editor and author of the upcoming release, the Snyder Cut book. And we already gave you guys a video this week, but given everything that happened this morning, we wanted to hop on another call to talk about all of those posters, the fact that we have a release date and breaking down the significance of that. And then also we have confirmation that it is going to be a feature film, not a series. So a lot of stuff happened, Sean.
In like a very quick amount of time. Like it was just a flurry of activity that had the release to Snyder Cut movement losing their minds. And rightfully so. Like it's now real. It's tangible. We've been giving Warner Brothers a hard time, or HBO Max specifically a hard time, of hiding the release date because this wave of enthusiasm that's happening now is what I have been saying you guys can capitalize on. There's countdowns and there's people circling the dates and there's people sharing these posters. Listen, I'm not going to criticize you guys for not starting this any earlier because now it's begun and we can get this.
Because we already did that in a whole other video.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we took you guys to town for that. But, you know, we're back here to make amends and celebrate the fact that we now know March 18th, 2021 is the date that the Snyder Cut's going to drop.
Yes, before we get into the significance of that date, I just want to put a little disclaimer out there. There's a lot of construction going on outside my window right now, and we're going to try to get this up as soon as possible, so we're not going to do a bunch of editing. So if there's any weird pauses or noise, I apologize.
Oh, but they love your edits.
I know. Well, Sean.
I know. We have to be fast on this one.
I'm not doing this on purpose.
Okay, so let's talk about the release date.
Yes.
So March 18th, which is a Thursday.
Yeah, so the 18th is puzzling to me because it's not the date of BVS getting released. It's not the date of SnyderCon. And if you were trying to aim at like anniversaries that are significant to the movement, the 18th doesn't jump to mind for any reason. The fact that it's Thursday is odd too. Like that just seems like an odd day to drop.
I feel like streaming's doing that a lot more, though. They're picking the Thursday instead of the Friday. But something I wanted to bring up that I think we can say now, we didn't in a previous video because we wanted Zack to be the one to drop the release date officially. But if you remember, there was that IGN graphic that was circling around the internet. There was a mistake that was posted that said March 20th was going to be the date. And that is the anniversary of Autumn Snyder's death. So it is still that same weekend, but obviously not the Saturday. It is the Thursday.
This makes me wonder, because of the way that WandaVision drops, like WandaVision drops on Thursdays, but it drops at midnight. So is this going to be a Thursday midnight deal?
I was scanning the Warner Media press release, and they do not give details about the time, unfortunately. But yeah, I wonder if it's going to be a midnight thing, in which case we're pulling all-nighters, Sean.
Yeah. I mean, the bottom line is no matter what time it drops or what date it drops, everyone's going to start watching the hell out of it. Because the bigger confirmation, and it was really funny the way that everything unrolled this morning. Zack had these 3 posters. I didn't know there were going to be 3 total. It wasn't until the third one dropped that HBO Max sort of confirmed, like, the Snyder Cut date is out there with 3 brand new images. And then I was like, okay, I guess we're stopping at 3. But I honestly thought we were going to get to 4. And for a little while, I started to debate. Like, literally, I was debating as I'm writing the story, because all these new posters kept dropping. I was like, are these the 3 titles of the episodes? Like,
that's what I thought too, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of felt like maybe it was getting structured that way. And then some people were even chiming in, and they're like, well, maybe it's still a big feature film, but these are like title cards that will separate segments the way that like Quentin Tarantino likes to do in some of his movies. And maybe that's still the case. But when HBO Max dropped their official press release after the third the third poster dropped, they confirmed feature film. And so now we know that much too, Hannah. It's a 4-hour feature film.
Did they say 4? We know for sure it's 4 hours.
They didn't say in the press release, but everything has been pointing out the fact that it's 4 hours plus those additional minutes that he filmed, which I think are going to be a nightmare sequence with Jared Leto and Joey M. And
Joe Manganiello.
Thank you.
Joe Manganiello. I'm Joe Manganiello. I'm Joe Manganiello.
People are a little slow.
I think Amber Heard is part of those reshoots too.
Yeah.
I think the team that Ben Affleck puts together, that Batman puts together to fight in the nightmare sequence, is Batman, Joker, Deathshot.
I really don't want to talk about this again.
No, Deathstroke. Sorry. Deathstroke. I get those 2 characters confused sometimes. And Mara. sort of to represent, different factions of different kingdoms, because and Zack is, I don't know if Zack has hinted at, God, there's so much information out there. There's been talk about like where are Wonder Woman and Aquaman in that nightmare sequence.
Think they're dead.
Yeah, and that might be possible. Maybe Mara even has a line of dialogue that confirms that. We shall see, and we shall see on March 18th, because now we know when it's coming.
Yes, and we'll probably get a new trailer in the next couple of weeks as well, so maybe we'll get some more hints at some of these things that we're talking about.
So on January 31st, this Sunday, there is a fan-driven trending event that's going to social media that they wanted to raise awareness. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point during that trending event, if Zack decided to drop the trailer then. Like, maybe he wants to... Listen, I've said this multiple times. Zack is a born marketer. And 3 posters and a release date doesn't feel like the complete thing for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he dominated this weekend.
He used to work in advertising, right? I think before he started filmmaking.
Oh, I'm not sure. Did he? That's interesting.
I feel like I read that somewhere, but maybe I'm wrong.
He has a nose for it, without a doubt. And so I could easily see him doing like posters and release date today, trending event and trailer on Sunday, and then just dominating Friday, dominating February. So.
Okay, so should we talk about the 3 posters and kind of break those down?
For sure. Yeah, definitely. So they were, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, so he tweeted them out one at a time. I will throw them up here so you can see all 3 of them next to each other. And then Sean, do you wanna start with the Fallen poster, which is the broken Justice League emblem?
Absolutely. Because like as they were dropping, I was trying to like read into them and analyze them immediately. And I was kind of like, Fallen is a really odd way to start this campaign. Like it looked like, to me, it looked like the emblem from the Hall of Justice that would have been hanging up in the, in the big building. And the only place that we've seen that building and that sort of broken wreckage was again in the nightmare sequence. There's a brief moment in the fandom trailer where you're scanning over the wreckage and you see all of this debris. And I would have assumed that this was coming from that. And I thought, okay, well, Fallen is a weird first step without knowing that other posters were going to be coming. But you could also take it to be like the League or the early members of the League are kind of in some disarray because they've just lost Superman. So Ben or Batman kind of has to like sweep all of it together to rebuild something, which then makes sense when you got back to the next poster that fell. Like it was all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm reading too much into this because there's more to the message. You could also, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say you could also take it to be the broken 2017 Justice League theatrical cut.
Absolutely. That was the other place I was going to go to, was just the metaphorical, larger, I had this vision for Justice League.
It was ruined.
Yes, it fell. Yeah, actually, Hannah, now that you say it that way, I'm 1,000% confident that that's what that first poster.
It's like a little nod. It's like a wink, I feel like.
Yeah, it really does feel like. Because then when you get to Risen, there's the iconography of the planted flag, and that's like a battlefield motif of, this is where we're going to storm the castle sort of deal. And you could take that as the movement, sort of picking up the flag and running with it for the belief system in the existence of the Snyder Cut, rising up. And then you're going to get to, you'll get to the final poster of it all, which is the one that I am going to order. But it's film canisters and it's Reborn. Yeah, now that we're talking this out, Hannah, like these 3 posters are absolutely the journey of his Justice League. That's what they are, and it comes back to it being Reborn as the film that he ultimately wanted everybody to see. Oh, that's a brilliant translation. I'm so glad you said that.
He's so smart with this marketing stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like he's been thinking about it for the past 3.5 years, probably.
Crazy. Also, too, going back to Risen, a lot of people were pulling comparisons to the Death of Superman comic cover. I don't know if there's any larger significance there that you want to talk about.
Just it's the tattered flag. It's the tattered cape of Superman that's sort of waving in the wind, and it does call back to mind the fact that he sacrifices himself for Doomsday, and that when he comes back in that Death of Superman storyline that he's one of the versions that comes back is wearing the black suit, which is again something that we're going to see in Justice League. That was the first sort of bit of promo footage that Zack brought to JusticeCon when he showed off the scene of Henry meeting up with Alfred. So yeah, I could see that being a visual reference that calls to mind that comic book series.
I still like the narrative of just the metaphor of Snyder Cut. I think that's really cool.
It has to be what it is. It has to be. People were also asking, I saw some people wondering, because the posters were in black and white. And I can't fully understand why Zack does do black and white, because I do think that he's sending a message to casual folk that the whole thing might be in black and white. But the two trailers that we've seen, one was a full color one and one was a black and white one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident this 4-hour movie's in color, but he does enough things to sort of show off the fact that it might. I don't think it's going to be in black and white, but I wish they would sort of confirm that.
I don't know why it would be if he's taking the time to color all this stuff for the trailers. It's like,
right.
But yeah, that
he
is
might
interesting.
just artistically like the way the black and white looks.
Yeah, it might just be an aesthetic thing.
It's going to look great on my wall.
Are you going to replace your Avengers posters?
No, I won't. Because I've got 3 posters that are downstairs in our living room, and one of them is the cover of the book. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. One of them is this great Art Deco sort of Man of Steel poster. And then we have a third poster that's from the Cannes Film Festival. People really don't care about this, but I'm going to replace the Cannes Film Festival one with the Zack poster. And then I'm reserving that third one for the Spider-Man book cover. So that one wall will be my books, and then one will be this date. Because, Hannah, here's the part that I can't wrap my brain around. This is truly bizarre, and I need to sort of put it out here now on video, that 2 years ago, I started writing a book about this lost Justice League film, and the people who were fighting so hard to bring it back. And when I started the process, there was no belief that the cut was coming anytime soon. And over the course of putting that story together, I very much focused on just like, here are the people who fought really hard for it. And here's the reason why the movie's missing. And so if one day this ever comes out, like, these are the people who were pretty much responsible for bringing the cut to life. And then the cut got announced. And I was like, well, that's really cool. Good timing for the book. And now the book is coming out 17 days away from the date that the Justice League movie is dropping on HBO Max. And I can't wrap my brain around that. Like, it's truly frying my brain that through no planning whatsoever, this book that I spent 2 years on is going to come out within weeks of the Snyder Cut arriving.
I remember that because I remember when you told me that you were first going to write a book a couple years ago. I was like, cool, I don't really know what that is.
And look at you now.
And here we are.
Co-hosting a regular video.
Completely invested in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Here we go. So here's a question. Do you think they're going to also give us some type of theatrical component? Maybe not right now, but eventually.
Yeah, I think they have to. And you've talked a lot about the idea of when, hopefully, what people are calling the panini on Twitter, which I am only going to call the pandemic the panini from now on. You were saying that after that, Zack could take it on like a roadshow and do like, you know, Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League back to back to back. And people would totally turn out for that. And I think that they would be stupid not to do that. But I know that right now is a really hard time with a lot of theaters just not even being open in most places. So
right. True. And that 4-hour runtime is going to scare some people. Not the diehards. The diehards absolutely will be there. But the 4-hour runtime for any kind of theater chain is problematic, just for programming, right? There's only so many times a day you can show it. However, we're getting to the point now when theaters are fully open and safe to welcome people back. They're going to be starving for original content, you know, like movies that want to be shown on the big screen. Warner Brothers, coincidentally, becomes one of those studios that has a foot in the door of we're streaming and we have theatrical. And so I think that they're in a great position to be able to push that forward if and when they get to the point where they're going to put Justice League out there somewhere. And I know Zack's pushing for it. I don't know. I can't confirm that, but I'm saying he so wholeheartedly believes in theatrical distribution. And I know that he is laser focused on the IMAX, presentation of the work he put into Justice League, that he wants it shown in theaters. He absolutely does.
And also too, I know a lot of theaters are doing the thing where you can like rent out your own theater for X amount of dollars. Like if you could program Man of Steel, BVS, Zack Snyder's Justice League back to back, like small groups of diehard Snyder fans would absolutely do that if you could like discount it. That would be really cool.
100%. 100%. So I hope people are able to do that. I hope in theaters near you, because I'm pretty sure the chains, like AMC and Regal, if they're open, they are definitely offering those services. And so maybe if you're listening to this video, that's something you might want to think about doing at a theater near you. See if it's safe to potentially rent a theater and host a screening of Justice League, because whew, boy, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hannah was concerned that we're not going to have anything to talk about next week, but I guarantee something else will happen.
Maybe we'll have a trailer.
Maybe we'll have a trailer. And again, if you're around on Sunday, participate in the trending event on Twitter and help Zack's new film and of course the Snyder Cut in general trend on Sunday the 31st.